Northwestern and Michigan is one of the more interesting handicapping situations from college football week 6. And Jeff from BMOCmoves.com has chosen that game as one of the games he'd like to discuss with us this week. I'm Peter Loshak. You're watching SBR Videos. Jeff, both Northwestern and Michigan are ranked here. Michigan, obviously, a very impressive team. The defense is awesome. This game, though, has an incredibly low total. Right now, it's 34.5 or 35 market wide. Northwestern opened at about 8.5. Now it's down to 7.5 or 8. We saw the game last year, which went to a total of 19 points. It was 10-9. My first thought on this one was that the game's probably going to be low scoring, relatively competitive. So I jumped on Northwestern at 8.5. Now it's 7.5 or 8. It feels a little bit trappy to me, but I think I'm still gonna go with it. Northwestern, just based, assuming that this game's going to go down to the wire and be decided by less than a touchdown. Is that how you see this game, Jeff?
Yeah, I mean, it seems like everybody's on that same side, Peter. And Look, if this was 5.5, 6, you might look to back Michigan, but I don't know how you don't back Northwestern here. I mean, I backed them last week on your video against Minnesota, but Michigan's a different animal. But you look at both these teams, both giving up under 8 points a game, just two unbelievable defenses. You look at scheduling now. I mean, Northwestern has faced Duke, Stanford, both wins, obviously did beat Minnesota. And Michigan was a benefit of a pretty good schedule. I mean, you get BYU off of a tough stretch of games. UNLV stinks. Maryland stinks. You look at Northwestern, I just feel like their schedule a little bit better. But you look at them, they're going to run the ball. They want to really wear you down on the run game, averaging almost 250 yards a game. And the one thing Northwestern does on defense that Michigan really doesn't do, Northwestern forces turnovers. They have 10 already this year. And if you've watched any Michigan games, Jake Rudock, their quarterback, is kind of a turnover machine. Michigan also playing without one of their better defensive linemen out for the year, 19 tackles and 2 sacks. That's going to hurt that defensive line a little bit. I just think this is way too many points. I think this game comes down to a field goal. I actually think Northwestern goes in and wins this game. I know it's tough to go into Michigan and win, but it's a little bit of magic right now for Northwestern. They're playing well. They're starting to believe. It'll be a low-scoring game at 35 points. Just too hard to touch. But you mentioned that 10-9 game last year. I don't know if it'll be that score, but I'm going to take the 8 points here with Northwestern and hope we have a pretty close game. Dog 6-1 in the last 7 meetings of these two. So I will go with Northwestern here, Peter.
All right. Makes sense to me. I'm going to research this a little bit more before kickoff to make sure that I'm not falling into some trap here. Seems like the right side, though. I got 8.5, and right now we can give Jeff from BMOCmoves.com Northwestern +8 for the purposes of our record keeping in these videos. Jeff, tell us what your site, BMOCmoves.com, is all about.
College specialist, love college sports, but I do mostly any sport: baseball, football, basketball, anything really. Come join us. We're on a good run right now. Hit our last 7 member plays. Really starting to catch a little fire here as we move into the month where we celebrate Halloween and everything. Daily podcast I bring on pro cappers, similar to your site here. A little bit about me and tons of winners. Come join me at BMOCmoves.com.
All right. Thanks, Jeff.
Thank you, Peter.